plant and plant it in this size pot. Let's say the tansy, you put it in this size pot. Next year, it's going to have a better root system.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's easier, and you can plant it in a better time of year as well.
Yep.
But if you were to plant it in this pot, you would probably end up with 4 or 5 tansies. But if you put it in the ground, you're going to end up with more because it has the space.
All right. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you put it in the ground and you can water it, and it's got some shade from a tree, it's going to give you more. But if you put them all in pots and you have them next to your house, they're all going to be looked after better.
Yes.
Yeah. And there's some things here. I think there's nothing that you only got one of, so you could do both as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
The only things you've got one of are the more precious ones. So let's go through them. This,
Horseradish.
you already have it?
Yeah, got some of that yesterday, but it's never really
more.
grown. So
Well, shade and water, lots and lots of water, and
Yeah.
loose soil. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you've got loose soil here everywhere, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so then you've got this is cardoon. Do you know cardoon?
No.
It comes with a ladybug.
Oh, free ladybug.
Cardoon. It looks like artichoke. It's got a flower that's purple, like the size of a fist, and you use that.
It's
to make
not
rennet.
artichoke.
Do you know rennet?
Oh, yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
vegetarian version to make vegetarian cheese. It doesn't make vegan cheese. The rennet. That's what Keela uses for the halloumi. Although she doesn't process it herself, she buys it.
Right.
Then you've got potluck, because one of these is a cardoon and one is an artichoke. Okay, I think this is the artichoke.
Yeah, I'd say so.
But I have artichokes that look the same as that. So
Is it another name for that artichoke thistle?
it's this.
Yes.
So this grows this tall. Here, in this soil wet, it will grow. This alone will grow that big. So personally, I would want all three next to each other, taking a big space like this. So you're going to have to put 1, 2, 3, and then they're going to die back in winter. So ideally, you want a ground cover between that's going to have green in the winter. You know. Yeah,
So that's the horseradish.
The whole space. For
Artichoke
example, the
thistle.
horseradish, but that will also die back in winter. So then you have this is I still have some berries. Okay, I have 2 of these, so I've already one. This is a blackcurrant, but
Oh,
not
cool.
like the blackcurrant you have. This grows into a tree. Yeah, like
Oh, nice.
the mother of this is more or less the size of that. Is that a chestnut?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's about that size, but it's more leggy, and that's like 20 years old. But it grows very big. My one is already 2 meters high. That's maybe 2 years older than this. So it grows quite fast.
Does it need to be
Shade.
in a sheltered position? Not
Yeah,
too windy
I think it's quite leggy.
Yeah.
Yep, nice, big. It's basically a tubular root, like rhizome root. It is large leaf sorrel, so like the wild sorrel.
Oh, nice.
But the difference is, you just cut it and you've got a massive leaf already,
Yeah.
ready to go in your salad.
Yeah.
Very good for you.
Because the wild ones, they're not good, are they, if you have too much of them?
No, this too. That's the same
All
as
right,
spinach.
okay,
Same as
yeah.
nuts.
All right.
It's the same acid that you should.
Yeah.
So it's the same story. It's just easier to harvest. This will spread from the tuber, and this will become like bigger. This was about this big. The one I took it from. It's very difficult to divide. You see, I've just put a spade through it.
Yeah.
Unless you dig the whole thing up. But anyway, this is great. This is nice to have in a salad garden or something.
Yeah.
This is another comfrey. I know you've got one.
Yeah.
But this is docking or bocking 14.
Oh, right,
It's
yeah.
sterile. It does not spread by seed. And yeah, you could divide this up, okay? Because I would personally, this would be about 10, and get it again. This is a beautiful ground cover, and maybe this will compete with anything. Push it away because it's got strong roots. I wonder how that will do with the hemlock. I don't know, but I like to have this as a low ground cover, not as low as some of the times, but it's nice. So good ground cover is this, and the horseradish as well. It's very good ground cover. So in each section, I choose one ground cover, and I have a temporary ground cover and the long-term ground cover. Right. So for example, I've got horseradish as a long-term ground cover because I know it takes over everything. But in the short term, I might have some vegetables that sort of self-seed there, like I don't know, chard or something. So now it's full of chard and it's got flowers that self-seed
nice.
as well, like this one. So it's full, but those things, they're not going to stay forever. But the long-term plan is already there. It's up to you. Oh, I don't know what that is. So sometimes I take a cutting from around the farm and chuck it in. So it might be, it might be one of these actually. another
Right.
one. So if you prune it up, this will become a big shrub.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what I've got is a bunch of them in a row, very far away from each other. I'm hoping for a little hedge. So I've got
nice.
that one, nice colour.
Yeah.
I
That'd probably be nice instead of, you know, the blackberry hedge.
it drops the leaves
Oh.
and it becomes very leggy and you see right through it. It's not
No.
good for all year. Okay, so you've got, this is the licorice. This is now 3 years old. This one needs deep. This is like a carrot. You know, it needs a deep root, a deeper, loose soil, sandy. Yeah, and eventually you can divide it from the root. But you can tell from the leaves, it's a nitrogen fixer. So if this wasn't a bigger thing, this will grow to a nice big shrub like that. If it was warm, maybe evergreen. But this dies back. It looks like it's dead, and it comes back.
Right.
I would give a lot of care to that one. It's very hard. I found it very hard to get many of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is oregano,
Oh, look.
but this is a root ball of oregano.
Okay.
I remember now because it was the first thing I took. This is I think a different oregano to the other one. But here's good. Split this, into 4, and just have one of these sticking up. This spreads. More oregano. This is that oregano. But this isn't gonna spread as quickly as that. In there?
Chives.
Yeah. So with chives, whenever, because this has been in a pot a while, if you were to just take all the soil out and take off every single one, divide them into bulbs like onions with their roots underneath, and if you were to plant them in an area, say the size of that crate, one here, one here, one here, one here, one here, one here, cut them down to the ground, in 1 year you would have beautiful carpet of all these nice flowers.
Nice.
Yeah.
So where, which
If you want to
trees?
be harvesting this, you want it by your house. Or
I
you walk past.
have got some chives up in our experimental garden.
Potentially, it's possible that this helps with fungi.
Yeah.
You know the bad fungi. Like the ones on the.
The plums are worse.
Leaf, yeah.
They're really bad.
I've
Some.
got these also where I don't want bulbs. Not that I know it works for any of these things. People say it does, but I just do it. Wormwood.
That was what?
Let's do the wormwood first.
All right.
Okay, that's wormwood.
Okay.
So when you plant it, cut it to 1 leaf. You could even just cut those 2 off. So there's lots of roots and not so many leaves to go dry. You could, if you wanted to, separate this. Okay. I
will and take one up.
This dies back in winter and it has a lot of seeds, but it spreads a lot from the root. So if you plant one here, you're going to have like a 2-meter bush all the way around with it. Everything here will be bigger than mine, I think.
What colour are the flowers?
There's nothing to notice.
All right.
Yeah. Just kind of like goes to a seed, and but there's many uses for this. Did I call it wormwood? It's not wormwood. It's yeah. This one is tansy. Okay, so this spreads peripherally as well, similar to that one, and has a beautiful white flower. Yeah. So again, just you could put some of these straight in and just cut it down to 1 leaf or 2 leaves. Okay. But one of these will spread to this area here. If I was planting this, I would aim to get that area full faster by planting one here, one, just like the chives, but with a much bigger gap. So let's say 1 tree. That tree, yeah. You've got one on every side, and then in between, all of these in around 1 tree. Then it's going to be a beautiful carpet of this with a tree coming out.
Does it matter what plant you plant with the trees, though? I mean, because I've always thought, we've been pulling the weeds out. Well,
yeah.
Weeds out.
What I do is I build up a database of all my plants, get to know everything about them. So you look at, for example, a tree like that, and then say what pests does it get, and know that. What disease does it get, and know that. What fungi problems does it get, and know that. Okay, and that's stored somewhere in your head. Forget it in the spreadsheet. That's what I do. And then slowly, as you're collecting different plants, what are the benefits of this plant? And maybe you see, it attracts an insect that eats that insect that's a pest, and you start pairing through research rather than looking on what plant to put what plant.
Yeah.
Do it by the benefits and pairing it. Yeah, which is a lot of studying though.
That's why I want to put it in pots.
This spreads an area, and in that area there are no weeds. There's something I want.
Right.
Yeah,
Everywhere.
that's the benefit for me. Pansy. Okay, this is the wormwood.
Right.
Now this supposedly will help with the leaf curl. You know,
Okay.
the leaf curl.
Yeah.
This spreads to a bush. Yeah.
Let's have a look at the leaves on
So
that.
you've got these are the roots.
Hmm.
Are they roots? No, there's not a lot of roots. But anyway, put it in, cut it to one leaf because it's too much. Dry it out. This is really good if you've got a stomach problem.
Right.
Yeah, fresh or in tea, and it's absolutely foul. It's good if you've got a dodgy tummy. Tarragon.
All right.
Yeah, likewise. Yeah, cut it back. Yeah.
Okay.
And then
Yeah.
hang it up to dry.
Yeah.
All of them hang up to dry so you can have some fresh herbs.
I'm going to take these ones up and plant them in a...
Okay, I'm using
Pot.
soil here. Okay, this is oregano. When I plant oregano, this is another tarragon. When I plant oregano, I don't plant it like I would those, like that. I rip off these leaves, yeah? So rather than cutting it back, I rip the leaves back and I plant all of that underground. Okay, and you get roots all over there. And I'll do that in a circle and then you're going to, boom, have a nice big circle of oregano very quickly. Actually, there's two, so pull one out, plant it outside, the other
Marigold, is that?
it's Mexican marigold, but this one grows to a big plant like that. Yeah, beautiful. And it will drop seeds and you'll just have it
Lovely.
every year. So this one is a tall thyme. Grows tall.
Good,
It's
we've got
quite
no
nice
thyme.
because it's easy to harvest. This needs to be cut like that, yeah?
Right.
Okay, when that's planted, that needs to be cut there. And that all goes to the dry in the kitchen. Okay?
Cool.
This is not the same, okay? You can see they're much smaller leaved and this is actually
Another time, yeah.
This is actually one you probably want to cook more with, to be fair. So these are already separated. So, and also these two thymes, they're quite woody, the stem. And I find that they're harder. Like if you've got 10 here, you're gonna have some dying. Everything else will survive pretty much as here. But those ones have less chance of doing well. Okay, so here is another thyme. Also quite a woody one. I call it woody because the stem gets quite woody. This is a ground cover. So when you plant this, you're going to want an area around the tree or in between, something like these. You know, it will take the whole space. It can handle the shade underneath the leaves in the summer. And you can get this to spread a huge area. If you divide it, you can divide it as many times as possible, as long as there's roots. And all the woody stuff, yeah, just like the oregano, plant in the ground.
Right.
So let's say all that comes to the ground and just those leaves stick up.
All right, okay.
Yeah? And half prune them all. But as I say, these ground cover thymes are hard to harvest, and it's a unique flavour. It's like learning to when do you use each one? You know.
Which one was it? What's this one called?
I don't know. It's a type of thyme.
Right.
Thyme. This is you're going to be able to get 100 out of that. Okay.
Wow.
And this one propagates very well. This. I didn't do a very good job. I'll bring some more of this because I didn't realise that it was so
Well,
bad.
you can make 100 out of them.
Yes.
Just sure it'll be all right.
But do the same thing as the oregano. You can even just, if you chuck 10 of these in, they'll grow because they're so fresh. But this can take, I've got this growing 10 metres. Just one beautiful carpet of that with different flowers popping out. It really goes fast. Yeah. And also the bigger leaves than the other times, but the other times are better times. Yeah, but another one. You haven't had this one.
Right.
I don't think you've had this
No,
one.
no.
This prolifically spreads. So you know, if this was planted and you see this is all leggy, you can actually just lean that over and just dig there and just put that down, put soil on the top,
root.
and that'll pop up again. And you can just keep spreading it like that. If you just every time you weed there, just weed around it and pop it down in every direction. And within a couple of years, it can take a huge space. Let's say you did a thing there. You could say, okay, between these two trees, this time is the ground cover, you know, and you aim to get that full. And then there's a different one. Because if you look at the Kew garden stuff and we think, it's beautiful, but there isn't a lot of things in one small space.
Yeah.
They just have big.
What's that one?
This is chocolate mint, I believe.
Oh, nice.
Like mint. Yep. Yeah, but it's a funny one. It's a chocolate one. Okay, obviously this likes a lot of water.
Yes.
And I plant this, the mint, like the oregano.
Right.
Yeah, all that under the soil.
Okay, yeah,
Lots and lots and lots of water.
By Olivardas up the top,
It
probably.
takes over a bit, but not as much as other mints. So you don't plant this next to anything else because it'd be better to not have to manage it in the future.
Chocolate mint.
You want it to. This is a tarragon, so you're going to have to cut it here and dry the rest.
Right.
You're going to have a lot of herbs.
Yeah. Cool.
This is a beauty.
Tarragon.
This is a beauty. This is a beauty. But I'm going to go to it in a minute. It's under stuff. This is just a chilli plant, but it's a nice.
Ooh, none of our chilies taken this year.
Well, there
We've
you go.
tried loads.
Happy days.
Yeah.
This is a one that's in a
chilli.
way made by me because it's the seed I collected on my farm when I grew it because it's mixed from different chilies.
Oh,
It
nice.
gives this if it's the one I think it is, it gives a shape like I can't remember which one it is, Punch or Judy's nose. That's like that. Yeah, and it has a punchy flavour. For example, this sage, I would plant it like that in the ground and cut each one back to one leaf.
Okay.
Okay, and then it's going to come up more like a bush rather than a single plant.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is good because then next year you can get a spade in there, like I've done for you, and divide it. And it goes like that. Mugwort.
Oh,
This is
brilliant.
mugwort.
Aha.
Okay.
Did this? Oh, it's the same one.
Yeah.
Right.
You smoke it, or there's
Yeah,
many
yeah.
uses for it. And I
It's a
can't
very
remember what-
spiritual one as well,
yes,
isn't it?
that's right. There's ceremonies and stuff, but also there was I can't remember the link, what it's helpful for which tree, but there was something, and that's why I got it. Yeah, so just cut it back to a leaf. But
Brilliant.
this one in 1 year will take up 2 meters.
Wow.
Not from this, from many of these coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So either put one of these in each place you want it to spread, or put all of them again like around a tree. But as these get quite tall, this is not its full height, and here it will be taller because you're wetter. Yeah. So it's like think about not having short stuff behind it. You know what I mean? Tall stuff in front, small stuff.
He's not going to be able to cut his grass next year, is he? Because all our plants are going to be there.
Personally, I would focus, I don't know if you planted trees this year, but the round trees that you have to water as well is going to grow into a big bush
You have some
like that, yeah? It's called baby sage.
Ah.
I think it's called baby sage. It's a type of salvia, but it's nothing like that sage. Yes, you can use it for tea, but it has millions of these beautiful flowers.
Yeah, I think
What you
that's...
can do,
Yeah,
do the
it's
same
not
thing,
chocolate.
like with anything, cut it down to a couple of leaves, yeah, or maybe like here, and have a go at making a cutting. This is a special strawberry in the sense that it's different one to most people have. It is absolutely divine. Yeah, it's like a longer, thinner, more oval-shaped strawberry. I don't know how to describe the shape, but it's not the normal strawberry shape. And they're about that big, but they're just divine. I've got the name of it actually. I can get you that. So how are you going to know that this is different to the other one? Potluck. Okay, in here is some weeds. I brought you some more weeds because you don't have enough grass. You mentioned down there you've got wild strawberry.
Yeah.
This is a strawberry I grew from seed, which makes it a wild strawberry. But this one is a prolific spreader, and this was at the edge of a carpet. It makes a carpet, like thick.
Nice.
So if you just pluck out the weeds between it or around the edges as it spreads each year, you can get a large area that's just this beautiful, thick carpet of
Wild.
strawberries. Your strawberries aren't that great for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it does create a nice carpet. I have my chicken food for us for my chickens to get at. Unlike the one you have down there, which has those long runners, it doesn't.
Yeah.
It can be quite thick. Anyway, I call it a wild strawberry, or mock strawberry. In fact, is the right probably term. This is just a normal strawberry, nothing special.
Right.
Okay, but a good one for eating. Yeah, not a wild one. Yeah, and that's more. It's just. Oh yeah. So when you plant the strawberry, literally cut it all back. If there's a little leaf, leave just the little leaf. Yeah. Cut. Look, because what if you plant that? Probably know already. Anyway, all the leaves dry out. Is there a strawberry on there?
Yeah. Another one?
If you plant this like that, all the leaves will dry out. And it will lose loads of energy. Yeah. So instead, you just cut it all back.
Yeah.
So don't lose energy. So always do that with everything. Oh, there is some root there.
I'm going to take
This
a lot
is
of these up.
marshmallow. This has a nice flower. This is the plant you make marshmallows out of.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, maybe now it's done synthetically. I don't know how it's done now, but they say that this is what you do. It has a nice place, and it grows a bit like the mugwort, but doesn't spread so much. It just you get 5 or 6 of these coming out the same place. So it's quite a nice thing to have ground cover, and then something like this that pops out.
Oh, yeah.
The mugwort will take over a ground cover, whereas this will pop out of it. That makes sense? I didn't know you had some with roots, but to be honest, that's not a lot of roots. I need to dig out and divide from the root, I think.
Could I put that in water and...
No, soil, always soil.
Oh, always soil.
Always soil,
Right.
yeah. Put it in water if there's no roots and you want to try and get some roots, but the thing is with that, you have to change the water every day or it ferments. So I always prefer to put it in soil, because then you don't have that problem with fermentation. The rule of thumb, I think, is that you prune everything when you plant it, but when it's a bare-rooted one, you've got to really go aggressive. You think, oh my god, I'm destroying it.
Yeah.
It's going to recover much faster. Yeah. So this is a fennel, and again, cut it down to 1 leaf. You could even just cut it there. Yeah. Okay.
Will that get a bulb on it then?
This one will get this will get a big bulb, and it will stay there for many years, and you'll end up with like 5 or 6 big bulbs. But this one, because I tried to divide one of my big bulbs, and I just smashed it up. I managed to pull this one out, but this is from self-seeding, so once it's established, you know, it will spread. Or off the
Lemon balm.
lemon balm. So again, this is a nice carpet. This can become quite a nice carpet, but a bit more leggy. So I would want to encourage it to be a carpet already. So you plant one here like that with a big, maybe 30 centimetres between them. Yeah, it's quite close, but then you get a nice bunch of this one colour. That's what I like to have. One big colour like this. At my farm now, it's looking like that. You know, you've got one colour, one colour, and then it's all hidden behind grass. But it's there. Oh, this is asparagus.
Oh, cool.
Asparagus. I've just snapped that by mistake. So cut that to the ground. Put a stick where you plant it. This doesn't really spread, but it needs about that much space for the roots. And it grows very tall, like this tall. So it can go behind stuff. It's hard to harvest then, but.
Operation would you suggest?
Okay, in an ideal world, which never happens with any of us, is it? We would kill the weeds. Some people do that with plastic, like you've done down there. Okay, not that type of plastic though, one that lets the water through. You know, the ones for killing weeds. Yeah. But I don't really do that because I think that the heat and everything is not good for all the and stuff. So what I do is I just don't even cut it. I put cardboard, like try to get big pieces, cross them over, and I know put compost under, and I just cover the cardboard and then cover that with wood chips. That's the ideal world scenario. 1 year.
Right.
Yeah. So and
and what sort of area are we talking?
You know, for me, I'm thinking I'm now like thinking like to get ideas. I'm looking at like Kew Gardens, Wisley Gardens, and what they do, yeah, for the decorative plants, and replicating that with the plants I want, which have more value to us for other food or something like that. So like I would connect, say, are these apricots?
Yep.
Like these 3 apricots, yeah? This is the sort of thing I would do, or think about doing, is carpeting from the other side of the apricot all the way through that apricot to that one, yeah? For example.
That'd be nice.
Yeah? And then you've got there, like say, a massive bunch of tansy, and in the middle here you've got a couple of big sages, you know, and there you've got your mugwort, you know, and then you've got this big bold of colour, and then behind it perhaps like a line of chokeberries that are a bit taller, yeah? And then you've just literally got a path.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Rather than doing it as individual trees with a circle, I'm more fond now of trying to do it as a line. And then, you know, now if I'd started again, I would have done that line, planted the trees, put these things in, and there's lots of space. There's lots of space because these things, like the mugwort gets that big, but it's not that big straight away. So in that space in between is where you do your vegetables. Yeah. So I would like every year just do a few lines, just 3 or 4 trees, put in all the companion plants, and then plant that year's vegetables in there, and then let it spread. So that's kind of what I would do.
Well, thanks very much, Laurence. You got anything to say, Gaz?
Don't know where to start. Yeah, I'm
Look,
just looking forward to what it's going to end
what
up
they're
like.
called now. You've just shown that.
Yeah.
So that's the good stuff. Life in it.
Mugwort, tansy, tarragon, and wormwood. Right. That one's mugwort. Two plants. Yeah, cut the tops off. This is lemon balm.
Yeah, lots of water.
Lots of water. That's fennel.
Yep.
That's mallow.
Yep, marshmallow.
Marshmallow. This is a chili made up with that and some chives. Strawberries.
Yeah, that's the French strawberry on the left, Portuguese strawberry on the right.
This is the French strawberry. Right, that's the French.
Yeah.
And that's the Portuguese one.
Yeah.
Right.
And this is a
Asparagus.
yes.
This is the berry,
Tree.
the tree,
Yeah.
yeah. And this is a blackberry, blackcurrant. This one is, I know you said it was a nitrogen fixer.
It's licorice.
Oh,
You use the root
licorice.
to make the sweets.
Right, okay. With the mallow.
And that
Yeah,
needs-
yeah.
Do you say sandy soil?
I'll
Yeah.
put that with the mallow,
It's got
so
a-
and that's horseradish. That's the globe. That's the globe.
It's a cardoon.
No, cardoon. Yeah,
Yeah.
and another word.
Globe artichoke here. Another word
That's
for the,
globe.
another one is
Artichoke thistle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's artichoke thistle, cardoon thistle.
Yep. Comfrey. Yeah, that's prolific. And this one was the rue.
Rui, yeah.
Rui.
Yeah.
And that's rhubarb. Sage. Oh, what was this one?
That's a chokeberry.
Oh, chokeberry.
Yeah,
Is that a tree? How big does
No,
that?
it's a shrub. It's
Shrub.
Like, maybe mine
So
aren't
there's
that big,
two
though. They're
berries.
Maybe 2 meters high, 2 meters wide.
Okay, so then that one's the one that tastes disgusting, and that's wormwood.
Yeah, absinthe. Yeah.
Absinthe, and that one is oh shit, I forgot.
Tansy.
Tansy, yep.
Yeah.
Tansy. And then that one is the tarragon. I don't know.
Wormwood.
That's the same as that, yeah. This here is the same as that.
Yes.
Yep. That's the tarragon.
It's one type oregano.
Oregano.
And that other type
Oregano.
is in the bucket behind you.
Right, okay, that's oregano too. And then these are thymes. There's
Actually, I would
five
sorry,
different.
I would keep these separate because they're not the same.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and that's
Plant
with the
them far away
that's
from each other.
plant them far away
You know,
from
they're
each
different
other.
colour flowers.
Oh,
And is this the same?
yeah, that's
Yes.
this. That's the root stock. And then these are all different types
Thymes,
of
yeah.
thymes. Can you plant these together?
Don't plant them together.
Don't.
You'll
And then
regret it.
this is a chocolate
Mint.
mint.
Yeah, don't plant that near another mint.
No.
Otherwise, the thymes will all compete with each other.
Right. Okay.
You can plant them next to each other, but you put another plant in between that doesn't allow them to grow together.
Okay.
Right.
Right. Well, that's it. I've got 1 minute left. Want to say anything else?
Thank you very much. I really enjoy getting the plants, and I want to come back and see them thrive.
Yes, so do we. Right. So let's separate the ones off now that we're going to plant in now,
Yeah.
and then we'll take the rest up and gonna have some lunch. Yeah.